Good afternoon, students. So today we are going to talk about our solar system or the solar system. The solar system. So the part of the universe, the part of the universe in which we live is called solar system. Part of the universe in which we live is called solar system. So as we all know, what do you mean by universe? It is the universe means a number of stars. Okay, there are number of stars in the universe and there are different types of universe. Okay, and we live in the universe which is termed as Milky Way. Milky Way galaxy. Okay, Milky Way in a galaxy termed as Milky Way galaxy. Okay, and our universe is mostly spiral in shape, and the family of the sun or sun family is termed as solar system. Which constitute, okay, so what constitute solar system? Number one, sun, which is the ultimate source, okay, which is the ultimate source and it's fixed. The sun is fixed. As why it is fixed? Because as we all know, it is a type of sun. It is a type of star. Then we have 8 planets. 8 planets, and that 8 planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So we talked about all these planets. We talked about Mercury also. We talked about Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. In that, the first 4 planets are terrestrial planets and the last 4 planets are Jovian planets or gaseous planets. Then dwarf planets, 3 dwarf planets. 3 dwarf planets. Okay, they have been considered as a dwarf planets. That means some features or some properties, they are in some properties it is not regarded as, they are not regarded as planet. Example, we have Pluto, which was till 2005 it was regarded as a planet, but after that the organization which look after the planet, that means astronomical organization which look after all the celestial bodies, they stuck of the Pluto as a planet and included it in a dwarf planet. Another we have Siri and Eris. These are 3 dwarf planets. Okay, ERIS. They are 3 dwarf planets. Then apart from these, there are other things also. As for example, satellites. Satellites mostly moon, and as we all know, the maximum number of moon is in Jupiter and Saturn, okay, and Mercury doesn't have moon. Okay, Earth have one moon, Mars have two moons. Okay, so satellites. Then we have other smaller celestial bodies like asteroids, comets and meteors. Asteroids, comets and meteors. Okay, so a solar system consists of these all celestial bodies. Okay, these all celestial bodies. Sun, the 8 planet, 3 dwarf planets, natural satellites, asteroids, comets and meteors. Okay, then let's talk about few composition of solar system. As we all know, we talk about planets, we talked about satellites. Okay, so let's talk about sun. Okay, as we have discussed about stars, as we know what do you mean by stars. Star composed of mostly hydrogen and helium gases. Okay, and they have their own heat and light. So sun is a form of star. It is also a star. That means star closest to Earth. So let's learn about sun, because it is the head of the solar system. A sun is the nearest star to us. Number 1, it is the nearest star to us. Okay, as many times I have been discussing that sun is a star. It is believed that the sun was formed about 5 billion years ago. That means it was formed about 500 crores years ago. Okay, just imagine that when it was formed. It's not that it is there for every time, because in our universe, okay, in our universe nothing is permanent. Nothing is permanent. Whichever has been created has to be destroyed. Okay, it is the ultimate truth. Okay, it is the ultimate truth. So it is formed about 500 years ago, and it is going to provide us what it can be said, provide us the energy in the next 5 billion years. Okay, that means it has a lifespan of 1000 crore years. Okay, so only it has reached half of its age. Sun have reached half of its age. Okay, so the total life of the sun has been estimated to be about 10 billion or 1000 crore years. Okay, so in the solar system, the Earth is the only planet where life exists. That means in solar system except Earth, okay, no other planet have life on it. As we all know that we discussed about Mercury also. It is very hot during the day and very cold during the night, because it is very close to sun. Then we have Venus. Venus is covered with what? It is covered with thick atmosphere, mostly consists of carbon dioxide. Okay. Mercury, it's very hot during day and very cold during night. So life is not possible in Mercury. In Venus, okay, in Venus it has a thick atmosphere. thick atmosphere, mostly consisting of carbon dioxide. Okay, and this carbon dioxide, if it is in more quantity, it acts as a poisonous gas. Okay, then Mars is also called reddish planet. Okay, and there also life is not possible due to the accumulation of ice caps. So Earth is the only planet where life exists because it has a favorable condition. It is not that much far from the sun and not that much nearer to the sun. Okay, so the sun produces energy due to the fusion of hydrogen and helium. It produces energy due to hydrogen and helium. Okay, as in the case of stars, other stars also. Even Jupiter and Saturn, they also have hydrogen and helium in it. Okay, but not in that much quantity. Okay, not in that much quantity as we have in sun. So this was all about sun. So let's talk about asteroids. What do you mean by asteroids? Okay, so asteroids are celestial bodies. That means celestial bodies which are mostly found between the terrestrial planet and the gaseous planet. Okay, terrestrial planet and the gaseous planet. Asteroids. Okay, asteroids are rock pieces that revolve around the sun. Between the orbit of asteroids are some smaller or rock pieces which lies between Mars and Jupiter. That means between, as we all know, this is the sun. Okay, and we have Mercury, we have Venus, we have Earth, we have Mars, we have Jupiter, we have Saturn, Uranus, and Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And they revolve round the sun. They revolve round the sun in a fixed orbit. And other celestial bodies like moon, okay, they also revolve around the sun. But apart from this, satellites and planets, there are other smaller rock pieces. That means as compared to the planets, they are rock pieces which also revolve around the sun, and they are found between Mars and Jupiter. They are found between this Mars and Jupiter. Okay, that means terrestrial planets, between terrestrial planets and the gaseous planets, and they are termed as asteroids. So it's not that only few asteroids we have? They have lakhs of asteroids in our solar system. Okay, lakhs of asteroids. Depending upon the rock size, it can be up to 350 kilometer radius to 100 kilometer radius in size. That means the size of a asteroid can be in a radius of 350 kilometer to maximum and minimum 100 meter. Minimum 100 meter in radius. So just imagine that radius means half of the size of the circular portion. Okay, half of the size of the circular portion. So they as talk that we have lakhs of asteroids there. Lakhs of asteroids. So asteroids are believed to be the pieces of much more larger planet which might have broken up due to the gravitational effect of Jupiter. That means they are the pieces. As for example, what I mean to say that they are formed, they were also planets. It can be, okay, because it is between the terrestrial planet and the gaseous planet, and it has been broken down due to the gravitational force of the Jupiter. Okay, and one more thing, most important thing is that due to this asteroids only, moon have craters. Moon have craters. And how these craters are formed? Because due to the gravitation of the Mars, these asteroids are being attracted towards the Earth. Okay, they will get attracted towards the Earth, and as we all know, we don't have atmosphere in the moon. There is no atmosphere in the moon. So there will be no friction of burning. But whereas in Earth we have an atmosphere, we have an thick atmosphere, and with the help of this atmosphere, these asteroids are burnt. Okay, these asteroids are burnt due to this atmosphere. Atmosphere means the air present in the atmosphere, mainly oxygen. They help in burning the stones. Okay, and in some places like in California we have bigger craters. Okay, a small part of the asteroids have fallen in Earth. Okay, so asteroids fall in the Earth also, but the atmosphere of the Earth burns the asteroids. Okay, let me write a few points regarding asteroids. This was only to explain you. So there are a few points regarding asteroids. They are attracted by the gravitational force of Mars. Okay, Mars, and due to this, some asteroids hits the moon surface, forming craters. Okay, that's why moon have many craters. That's why what if we see from the Earth, we see a black spot in the moon, but it is the moon surface forming craters. and also it comes to Earth surface, but asteroids are burned by the atmosphere of the Earth. Okay, in simple way, that means they are attracted by the gravitational force of the Mars, and after attracting, what happens? The speed of the asteroids come nearer to Earth also. Okay, that means it hits both moon surface and the Earth surface, but moon surface doesn't have atmosphere, so it hit the moon surface and from the craters, whereas Earth have atmosphere, so these asteroids, they burn in the atmosphere itself. Okay, so this was all about asteroids. Now let's talk about comets. What do you mean by comets? So they are also heavenly bodies, not heavenly bodies, a piece of rocks, you can say. Okay, comets are a piece of rocks that are mostly found in the outer space. So comets are also heavenly bodies. They are also heavenly bodies that revolve around the sun in very large orbits. Comets have very large period of revolution. That means they have very large period of revolution. That means they revolve for many years. That means as for example, we have one comet. That means Halley's comet, Hall, Halley's comet. Okay, so it is mostly seen after how many years? 76 years. So these comets revolve around the sun in 76 years. Okay, in 76 years. So a comet is a large loose collection of material which appear as bright glowing balls with a long glowing tail. So they have a long glowing tail. Okay, it's like what it said, when it moves in the atmosphere, not in the atmosphere, in the outer space. Okay, so its tail starts glowing due to the friction of the outer space. The head of the comet is made up of heavy particles and is attracted towards the sun. So head is attracted toward the sun. Head is made of heavy particles and is attracted towards sun. Okay, and it's not that these comets are only found in the Kuiper belt. Okay, Kuiper belt means the space between Mars and Jupiter is called Kuiper belt. Okay, so the head of the comet is made up of heavy particles and is attracted towards the sun. The tail mostly consists of dust and gases. gases, and head consists of mostly heavy particles. Okay, head consists of mostly heavy particles. The tail of a comet always points away from the sun. The tail becomes longer as the comet comes close to the sun. That means, suppose this is a comet. Okay, suppose this is a comet. So this is the head portion, which is always attracted towards the sun. Okay, and mostly consists of heavy particles, and this is a tail which consists of mostly dust and gases, and away from the sun, and away from the sun. So when it moves towards this sun, what happens? We can view these comets. Okay, view these comets. So when a comet enters the earth atmosphere, it burns up due to the heat produced by the air friction. The burning comet produces a shower of meteors or shooting star. That means we can say that comets are also called shooting stars. Comets are also called shooting stars because when it comes near the earth atmosphere, because as we all know, when it moves towards the sun, it moves towards Mars, Earth, Venus and Mercury. So when it comes to the earth, okay, near the earth, okay, it starts glowing due to the atmospheric, due to friction by the atmosphere of the earth. Okay, the burning comet produces a shower of meteors or shooting star. Okay, it looks like a shooting star. So one of the best known comets is, as I explained you, that Halley's comet. Halley's comet, which is seen after every 78 years. Which is seen after every 76 years. Sorry, 76 years. So it was last seen in the year 1986. So in 1986 it was last seen. So it will be seen after 76 years. That means plus 76, how much? 2062. In the year 2062 again it will be seen from the earth. Okay, and at other time it revolves around the sun. That means it will be far away from the earth atmosphere. Okay, that means from our vision. So this was all about comets. So we talked about asteroids, we talked about comets. Now let's talk about third one, that is meteors. So as already discussed, that meteors is also a heavenly body. So let's talk about few features about meteors. So they are also heavenly bodies which revolve around the sun, but these meteors are of smaller particles. Okay, smaller particles. As we know that asteroids, they are also heavenly bodies, but they are mostly of some larger particles. Okay, the rock species are much more large, but meteors are nearly heavenly bodies, consist of small pieces of stones and metallic rocks. So meteors travels at high speed. When meteors enters the earth atmosphere, they get heated up due to the air friction. Okay, same. Second point was its travel with high speed. Travels with high speed. Then when it comes towards the Earth atmosphere, it get fricted. Okay, that means it starts burning. It starts burning due to Earth atmosphere. Due to Earth's atmosphere. Okay, and it can be visible from the Earth. So meteors are then seen as a bright streak of light flashing for a moment across the sky. Meteors burnt out almost completely before reaching the Earth's surface. That means it burns completely before reaching the Earth's surface. That means it doesn't have any damaging effect to that of the Earth. Okay, but sometimes what happens when the particles is much more bigger, a small fraction of rocks, they enter the Earth's surface. Okay, they enter the Earth's surface and they are termed as meteors. Meteoroids. They are termed as meteoroids. Okay, so which does not burn on the entry onto the Earth atmosphere and lands on the Earth is called meteoroids. So meteoroids have size varying from small pebbles to a big block weighing a few tons. That means the particles which do not burn due to friction and enters Earth atmosphere and enters Earth atmosphere are termed as meteoroids, and they also forming craters at some places. So they also form craters. Okay, they also form some craters. So this was all about asteroids. Okay, mostly found in the Kuiper belt. That means in between the Mars and the Jupiter, and they are of heavy particles or heavy rocks. Then we talked about comets. Comets are mostly, they are also heavenly bodies, but they are attracted towards the sun, and the head portion are mostly formed of rocks, and the tail portion are mostly formed of dust and what was said, dust and other gases. Then we have meteors. Okay, they are also heavenly bodies and travel with a very high speed, and when it enters in the Earth's surface, it starts burning and it burns completely. But if the meteor is much more bigger, some part of the meteors, they enter the Earth atmosphere and forming the craters in the Earth's surface, and they are termed as meteorites,